Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Brandon Smooth TV. Back at y'all with another review. We got Power, Book 2 Ghosts, Episode 7, and it's getting funky, y'all. It's getting funky. Look, Courtney Kemp came on IG Live and said Episode 8's about to be fire, and we're rounding out the season, so stuff's really progressing super, super fast. As far as Episode 7, it is kind of a filler episode to me, getting into 8. We know 5 and 6 was fire. It kind of went down, but it's coming back up. So, we start off crazy. We know Lorenzo said he's taking over the city. Come in. Drew smokes a fool. Pow! No hesitation at all. Then he goes to the chick that was there. I guess it was one of the crew that they had to take over. And he's like, look, don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen nothing, blase, blase. And then, look, Lorenzo ended up shooting the chick. Or somebody else did. And they was like, look, we can't have no loose ends. Let's not forget Ghost made that same mistake in the first episode when he took the dude out but let the girl live. Then she heard his voice on the news and it ended up coming back to bite him in the ass. So, is Lorenzo right? Yeah. And unfortunately in the dope game, innocent people get killed all the time. Quit fucking with dope boys. Also, Lorenzo got Drew doing hits. And Drew, to me, he's violent when he needs to be. He's not overly violent like Kane. Because he does think. I said it in the last review, I'll say it again. He's like the Michael Corleone of the family in some senses. And I think he's going to be the one to ultimately, once he goes to the dark side of the force, it's a wrap. He's going to be ruthless. But he's going to be very, very smart with it. Now, we know that Tate needs the dirt on Sweeney. And that's the Weston's homeboy. Because they got a picture of him back in the day in blackface. And of course, Tariq needed to get the picture from Brayden. So, he got Brayden, he go take the book. But, Brayden is kind of weary because he don't want it to fall back on him and his family. He want his dad to be alright, even though Sweeney is his dad's best friend. And, they're running for political office. So, that's something we got to definitely take a look at. But shit, he should have just got the photo. You know what I'm saying? Got the photo album, book, whatever. Took a picture with his phone and shit, sent that. And shouldn't just let the chips fall where they may. Now, we all know Professor Milgram, who I got on the screen right now. She hates Tariq. She don't want him out, really. And she's blaming him for Jabari's death. Now, in that sense, we definitely understand. Look, she killed her ex-boyfriend. We know Jabari wrote a book about her, and they have a real, real big connection. And she also believed in Jabari. The thing is, yes, he got arrested, but he hasn't been convicted yet. Can we reserve, some judgment until somebody get convicted? I thought you was innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. But I guess in the court of public opinion, they saying he guilty. Now, moving forward, they are talking about Yaz. They want Yaz to potentially take the stand and she can act as Tariq's alibi. Because you remember after he put that work in with Jabari, he went over there with his sister. And he spent the night with his grandma. And tried to act like he was there the whole night. Remember that scene, of course, where he woke up in the morning. Yaz trying to cook dinner and she damn near burned down the whole goddamn house. So, do you all think Yaz would be viable on the stand? Me, no. I like the girl that plays her. There's nothing against her. Not the best child actress I've seen, but she's very, very young sounding. Maybe I grew up a little rougher, but at 9 and 10, I can put together a cohesive sentence. And I can talk, and have actual conversations with adults. Everybody's not like me, but even my kids, they can hold it down. She just very whiny. Yes, Tariq, no, Tariq. I don't know. It's like she don't know what's going on. And maybe it's because of the situation she's been in, but hell, if they had Tariq going to the goddamn prestigious schools, she should have been in a prestigious goddamn private elementary school and know how to hold a conversation a little better. We'll get to her later on. Now, we know Detective Whitman, he came to Drew's, who's the dude he date? Everett. He came to Everett's dorm room. And he's asking questions. And like Everett told him, look, I told the police everything I know. I don't have nothing else to say. Drew happened to be there, and the detective did peek that somebody else was there. Maybe he did, maybe not. But like I said, they college kids. Just because you see another dude's shoes or clothes, they could be mine. I'm a hooper. Hooper's got 10, 11 pair of shoes. You know, all types of shit. So I don't know if he's going to be able to connect that dot. But this detective, he's really not giving up. And even though they have Tariq in the ringer, they still want to know more information. Once I seen this scene, y'all, I said, Drew is going to kill Everett. Remember, we started off, and what did Daddy Lorenzo say? No loose ends. Now, then we transition on to Mecca. Mecca actually runs up on Zeke when he's outside practicing, and he tells him he's his father. He said, look, I'm your father. And Zeke get mad as fuck. Get away from me, you're not my dad. But he showed him a tattoo, basically, that had the scripture from Ezekiel, and he explained that's how I got this name. But nigga showing you a tattoo don't make him your father. Y'all know he is going to the NBA. He is semi-famous at the school. And, you know, he could just be trying to lie and come on and come up. Every time somebody come into money, you got 29 cousins, 17, 18, you know. So Zeke was right to be cautious, but as much as Monet done lied to him, he just don't know it yet. But when he figures that out, it's going to be crazy. And I made a prediction. I said Zeke's going to end up killing Monet. The lies is going to get so high, and he, you know, emotionally, he can't really hold himself together. That's why he got all these handlers around him. He's going to end up taking her ass out. Maybe. I could see that happening just in a fit of rage. Now, on the campus, remember last week, Lauren, because Tariq told Lauren that Professor Milgram was fucking Zeke. And it's out. So now they know the professor slept with Zeke and Jabari, and these rumors are just kind of circulating around campus. No wonder her face is looking like this. She's very, very upset about the shit. Because now it's out, and it's going to ruin your professional reputation. Yes, you in college. Yes, everybody's over the age of 21, but you're not supposed to be fucking your students. It just is what it is. You got to have some type of professionalism, especially being in a leadership position, in a teacher position. You need to hold it together. Keep your personal life outside of the school. Goddamn, you in New York. Ain't no other people to date. Now, after the run-in that Mecca or Dante had with Zeke on the court, Zeke, he's actually getting ready to pack up, go back to North Carolina, and go ask his mother, who's really his auntie, you know, hey, is this dude my dad? Monique come in the room, tell him to sit the fuck down, and then she told him his dad was originally dead. And then she said, look, your dad's actually in prison for life. And the dude that ran up on you, he's just trying to get a free come up and trying to, you know, ride on your coattails since you're going to the NBA. I didn't understand why Zeke didn't ask, well, what's my dad's name? Since he's alive all of a sudden. What prison is he in? What crime did he commit? Any of these questions, if you're trying to find out your lineage and your parents and you just found out your father's not dead but he's alive, wouldn't you ask those questions? But it seems like he's so underneath her thumb that he won't even question his auntie. And she ain't got him scared, but eventually, like I said, he's a grown man. And every person want to know where they came from. So like I said, when this secret comes out, which I think is going to come out episode 8, that's just going to be a motherfucking wrap, y'all. There's going to be some furniture moving around there. I can see it. Now, Tariq asked Tamika, and we ain't seen Tamika since, season 1 of this show, for help. She showed him all the murders that Ghost and Tommy did, and she said she can get him a deal. You know what I'm saying? Just admit to this. Admit to what you know. No more than 5 years in prison. But Tariq, he don't really want to go to jail for the cop. Now, we know he killed Jabari's ass. We know that. But he don't want to go to jail for, he don't want to go to jail for that. And I don't blame him. You know why? Because it's the cop murder. When cops get killed, the whole force come out, and they don't stop till they get somebody. And then he's going to lose 5 years of his life in prison? No. Also, they said in the initial court hearing, there's no forensic evidence. No fingerprints, no blood, no hair samples, no nothing on the badge or attaching Tariq to the gun or the badge. So, it depends. If the court keeps it and don't throw that out, he's going to have a hard time. But at the end of the day, it's about convincing a jury, a jury of your peers. And Davis is such a cold goddamn lawyer. He can spin any narrative. Any narrative. He's like a Johnny Cochran on this bitch. Also, shout outs to Method Man. Out of all the actors, he's doing a fucking fantastic job. Him and Tate is probably two of my favorite actors on here. And I can't wait for Tate's show Influence. Because I love how he turned on the charm, I'm a politician. And then as soon as he pulls you to the side, he's like, nigga, what the fuck you doing here? Batman Robin type shit. I think that's dope. Excuse me, Batman Bruce Wayne type shit. That's just dope. Now, Mecca actually meets with Lorenzo. Remember last episode he changed his mind. First he didn't want him to meet the plug and he wanted to kind of do everything through Kane. But now he's like, I want to meet him. And they go meet with him and then Mecca actually agrees to work with him. We'll see how long that lasts. Because when he finds out that this is not only my wife's ex-dude, also my wife's nephew is her son. When Lorenzo find out about that, the Tejada family's over. And we know everybody about to split up and go separate ways. So that'll be dope. Now, they go to Jabari's eulogy memorial. They just like a memorial dinner to honor him. Tate walks in. He got the information about the blackface photo. And he goes straight up to fucking Daddy Weston, Brayden's daddy, and just fucking basically blackmails him and said, look, I need to win this seat. If I don't get this seat, your blackface photos is about to start coming out. So they didn't show too much of the dad's reaction, but he's going to have to investigate and figure out how those pictures got out of his goddamn house, the privacy of his big-ass mansion, into the hands of this motherfucker. And if he finds out his son did it, I'm not saying he's going to cut him off, but it's a possibility. That could be something that's devastating to their career and legacy. And I can see some shrewd shit like, hey, I'm cutting your trust fund off since you got these pictures leaked. You ain't part of the family for real. You're supposed to protect us. So we'll see how that shit go. Now, Professor Megram can't do the speech because everybody's gossiping about her. They joking, and she just end up running out. And then that's when we see her in the office right here in this picture talking to Tate. And it's funny because you make your bed, you lie in it, and she done made a lot of beds in this mug. She's just hot twat. She just be jumping from pole to pole. And they try to say, well, she got a sex addiction. Yeah, okay, you can have a sex addiction, but you also a college professor, so you're not no dumb motherfucker. And you used to work with the police. You have multiple careers. You're a very smart, intelligent woman. Why you can't get off the thing? Go celibate for a little bit. Let your coochie rest. God damn. Who else she sleep with, y'all? Fucking Davis, Method Man, Jabari, Zeke, Detective Whiteman, Detective Whitman. She just... And now you want to sit up here with this face and cry. What for? Everybody gossiping about you now to know about your personal life? You knew that was a risk when you did it. Take some personal responsibility. So she's going to end up either getting fired. I don't see her getting killed. But she's definitely going to get fired or have to go work somewhere else. Sitting up there crying and shit. Shit, you should have never went to do that speech then if you knew that secret could have potentially got out. That's how I said it. Shit, I would have just said, I'm not doing it. Or had one of the students do it. You're a fucking teacher. Delegate. Now, Tariq had our girl, Dirty Diana, pull up when Lauren happened to walk in and wanted to talk. But he told Lauren, look, my lawyer said I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And then Diana goes in the room, talks to Tariq. She starts spilling the beans about everything in the Tejada family. And since he's not good with the Tejada family, Diana, to me, she's going to be Tariq's, eyes and ears to see what's going on in the family. And the reason why she's going to do that, because she looked like she lost her V card. She said, look, I'm ready to do it. We know she's been sprung over this fool since she first seen him in the first season on the first episode at that party. So we'll see where her loyalties lie. Of course, I think her loyalties will always be with her dad, but she see her mama's being shady, choking her up in the bathroom, and not really being honest with the family. I can't wait till this shit come out next episode. It's just going to be fire. Now, Kane and Drew end up fighting each other. And the dad comes in and breaks up the fight, and Kane's like, look, this dude's boyfriend snitching to the police. And, Daddy Lorenzo, he's like, is that true? And then Drew didn't say nothing. He was like, look, you're going to have to go handle this shit. And I was like, I agree. You are going to have to go handle this shit. And what I say earlier, when I was watching the episode too, I said I wrote my notes because I write them as I go. I said, he's going to end up killing Everett. And what do you know? He goes to kill Everett, but Everett sends him a text message when he's walking up on him to blow his brains out, talking about I miss you or some shit, and then he couldn't do it. So Drew is torn. He's torn between the person he loved and, of course, his family. And he's going to have to make a decision ultimately. But this takes me back to what 50 Cent said to Tariq. He said, you ain't a real killer till you kill somebody you love. And for Raising Kanan, I am still holding this prediction out. Kane is gonna kill his mama. Separate show? Not Kane. Kanan, excuse me. Kanan from Raising Kane. He's gonna kill his mama. Watch. And that's what turned him into that hardcore killer. But I think she's gonna portray him, and that's the reason he's gonna do it. Another show, but hey, that's my prediction. Now, Kane's dumbass tries to go intimidate Davis. This nigga done broke into a goddamn Bentley with a mask on, talking about do this or do that. And then when he get out the car, Davis said, "I know who you are, Kane, dumbass." But the problem is Monique sent him to go handle it because we know they still owe him another $250,000. So Kane's one of my favorite characters on the show, but they wrote him to him not to think. And that's why he's probably not ready to lead. I agree with Daddy Lorenzo. Now, as far as the streets and selling dope and fighting and shooting people, he got all that under control, but it takes more than that to run an organization. You understand what I'm saying? Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be back with the other episode. Peace.